Sandy Lynn Owens. She was the best person that I've ever met. She was the most caring person I've ever met. And she was just overall the most loving person that I think I've ever been around. She never worried about herself. She always worried about her family. She always put other people first in something she was doing. Whenever she had chores to take care of, it was always take care of other people's stuff and get her stuff done when she could. Whenever she was sick, she was never scared of passing away. She always was, the way that she would think was, if it was her time to go, it was her time. She was pleased with it. She wasn't trying to fight it. She wasn't trying to do anything. She never even went to a hospital. She didn't want to fight it at all. She just wanted to go if it was her time. Every single day, my grandma lived the best life she could. That was her plan, was to live the best life she could. She never lived with any regrets. She never went back and tried to redo something. And she never took anything for granted. The way that she lived her life, everybody around her was happy. She made other people happy. When she was smiling, when she would laugh, it just brought up the whole room. Everybody would laugh, everybody would smile. I remember looking back whenever I was little. Anytime that I would be having a bad day and I'd go see her, I would always be the happiest little kid ever. She always worked hard. Whenever she had something to do, she got it done. She didn't put anything off. She got it done. And she always just worked hard, and whenever with her children, she raised them the best I've ever seen. And then she's one of the best cooks I've ever eaten. Everything was homemade, which I moved on down the family with my mother. Everything was homemade. When we would have a family meeting, everything would be homemade. She would cook it all, and everybody would just love it. She had 9 children. She had 5 daughters and 4 males. One of those daughters was my mother. And the way that she raised my mother was reflected on me. Whenever I was little, my mom always raised me right. She always taught me to be polite, have manners, and that's exactly how my grandma was with my mother. Whenever I was growing up, my mom would always tell me, remember your grandma. Remember what she does. Remember how she does things. Never take her for granted. And I'm so happy that she did that, because she did pass away kind of early. April 20th, 2014, it was Saturday morning, is when she passed. She was in her bed at her house. She wanted to go there. She was ready to go whenever the Lord wanted to take her. That's what she did. We were all a very religious family. And yes, she may have had a different look on things than some people, but I'm very grateful to be raised up through that way. I will never forget my grandma. She was one of the greatest person to ever be around, and I'm so grateful and so thankful to have her as my grandma.